All right, hi kids. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to create dot plots and box plots and histograms, which are things that you actually have already done, but I'm going to kind of refresh you on how to do them. We're going to take some notes on how to do it, and then you're going to do your homework. So you should have your textbook out, and we're going to open it up to page 11, or if it's not page 11, just look for warm up 411. Again, it's a video. If you are not understanding or I'm going too fast, you pause it, stop it, and then start it up again, or rewind it if you need anything. So here we go. For the warm-up, says there are 10 ninth grade classrooms. The number of students in each class are in the table below. Use the table to answer the questions about the number of students. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this value into our graphing calculator. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out our calculator and we're going to turn them on. Come on, graphing calculator. Here we go. Let's see if this works. No, looks like I gotta do it again. Hold on. There we go. All right, so our graphing calculator is on, and what we're going to do is we're going to put these values into our graphing calculator. So again, second plus 712, so second plus 712, and then we go to stat, edit, and we're going to type these all in. So 25, 32, 30, 30, 29, 35, 25, 35, 29, and 26. Now, one thing that I haven't talked to you guys about is, see how there's 10 classrooms? If you look, if I go on the top, if I go back to 26, see L1 and then 10 in parentheses, that means I have 10 total things in my list, and there are 10 classes, so at least I know that I have all 10 in there. If it was like at 9, like if the last number was at 9, that means I missed one. So it's a nice way to kind of check. So the questions are, what's the median, first quile, all that stuff. So basically we're going to go back to stat, we're going to go over to calc, and then we're going to do our one bar stats, and we're going to get all of our information. So all of this is done for us. It's pretty sweet. So it says, what's the median, first quartile, third quartile, and that's all. When you scroll down, that's all there. So our median's 29.5, so 29.5. Your first quartile is 26. Your third quartile is 32. That's weird. Okay. So it says which classroom has the least number of students. So that would be class 1, because they only have 25. Class 1. And then which one has the greatest number? So if you look back at the greatest, it looks like 35 was the greatest. And that's actually a tie between class 6 and class 8. Class 6 and 8. So are there any striking deviations of the data? Well, here's the deal. What we're going to do is we're going to create a box plot in order to do this. So when doing a box plot, you start with your smallest number and your lowest number, and you first have to make a number line. So my minimum's 25, my maximum's 35. So I'm going to make a number line, right, first. So I got a number line, and your minimum is 35, or sorry, what was it? Minimum is, sorry, 25, and your maximum is 35. And what we're going to do is we're going to make all the numbers in between. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and then 35. So I got those all on there. So now when we make a box plot, we make our box plot above or below your number line. So at your minimum and your maximum, you put 2 points. At your median, Q1 and Q3, you're going to put points as well, but you'll also do something extra. So our Q1 is 26, so each one of these is 1. So Q1 right here, median we wrote down was 29.5, so 26, 27, 28, 29, 29.5 is somewhere around here, so that's 29.5. And then lastly, and it's nice sometimes to write 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Write down the numbers on there, unless there's a lot of them. And then lastly, your Q3 is 32. So we're going to put a point here. Now, because it's a box plot, all right, where you have your Q1, sorry, I thought this was in green, your Q1, your Q3, and your median, you make lines, and then you box these up. And then lastly, connecting your Q3 and your two ends. This is your box plot. So it's your min, your Q1, median, Q3, and max. Now you should have done this before, but this is just a reminder what this thing looks like. So if you look, are there any striking deviations? Well, the nice thing about a box plot is it kind of shows you where 50% of your data is. This is 50% right here. This is your IQR, because Q3, Q1, all right? This is 50% of your data. So 50% of your data falls between 26 and 32. What we're going to talk about in these next couple of days are like it's skewing one way or the other. It might be skewing more towards the lower end because there's a bigger tail over here, but really nothing crazy. But I like this box plot. I think this looks good, and this is what we're going to be doing today. So, oops, let's go to the next page. So this is your notes. So the sub should have passed out notes, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually work with this data right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about histograms, dot plots, and box plots. So what we just did was a box plot, which is really nice. But what we're going to do is we're going to show you a couple other things. Like first off, histograms. So the first thing you want to do in a histogram, all right, now these are other ways that we can show data. One of the best ways that I like to show data is a box plot, only because your calculator does almost all the work for you. You're going to see today histograms and dot plots. You're going to have to do a lot of the work, and nothing's bad about that, but it just takes a lot of time. So, all right, the first thing you got to do when you do a histogram is you got to put your data in order. Now, again, these students, you see these don't really matter. This is not the data that we're organizing. We're organizing the height. In this is talking about heights of Math 1S classes. So the first thing you do is you put them in order from least to greatest. So, you know, this is going to be really fun. So you look around and you look for your smallest height, and I believe our smallest height was 59. Okay, so just like what we did before, once you identify it, you cancel it out. So the next number let's look for is 60. I don't see a 60, 61. I got 161, 2 61s, so 61, 61. All right, so you can get rid of that. Get rid of that. 62. No, 62, 63. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 63, 63, 63, 63, 63, and 63. 64. There's 1, 2, 64, so 64, 64. All right, 65, 1, 2, 2 65s. 66, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 66s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 66s. Now, if you notice, this is a lot of work. Like, it's just, gosh, this is a lot. All right, so 67 is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 67, 67, 67, 67, 67. That's 5 of them. 68, 1, 2, 3, 4, 68s. 68, 68, 68, 68. 69s, no. 70s, there's one of them. 70, 71, there's one of those. 71, 72s, there's 2 of those. 72, 72, and then a 73 to end it. Now, if you notice, my computer is awful, and it's just like, God, it's so awful to do these, but, you know, it's something that you got to see. So here's some notes over to the side. So you're just going to take those right away, not really listen to me, but A histogram, all right, tells us the number of data that's in your range. So like how much you have of each thing, all right? So after you arrange them, your histogram is basically made like this, all right? So what you're gonna do, all right, is you're gonna kind of make like a table that looks like this. So this is the number of data. So number of data, so like how many you have of it. So you would like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, I don't think we had any more than 8 of them. And then now what you do is you actually put the numbers of the data here on the bottom. All right. So we have from 59 all the way to 73. So 59. And then literally, I don't even have enough room on here. So this is kind of silly for me to do this. Another amazing lesson to do on the computer. But you're going to put these down here like 60, 61, 62, da 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 da. All right, and all you do now when you make your histogram is you basically take each number and you show how many you have of it. So 59 goes up to number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 60, there was no 60s. 61, there was one 61. 62, there was none of them. 63, there were 1, 2, 3, 4. So watch, you go all the way up to 4. So that's what a histogram looks like. So it shows the frequency, how many times you see it, you know, your number. It's easy to see the spread. It's easy to see where your numbers are. Like, are there a lot of low numbers? Are there a lot of high numbers? And then the things that's hard to see, and the reason we don't really use this often, is because the most important things that we're going to be talking about are mean and median. Mean and median is not able to be seen, or very difficult to be seen. So that's why histograms are not used. So I'm not really going to be crazy about those. I will be crazy about box plots. So let's go to the next problem. All right. So dot plot. So dot plot basically is just like a histogram, right? So you got your number line. So kind of like back to the last problem, all right? Since like, man, what was the lowest number? What did we have? 59 all the way to 73. All right, so if I were to make one like 59, 73 is here, and then you're like 60, 61, 62, da, 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 da. A dot plot basically is just like a histogram, but it shows dots for how many times things occur. I think there was 163, 62. How many were there of there? Basically, you go back through your data, and because you have them in order, you use dots to represent how many you have. What do we have? 261s. So like 261s, and it just shows your frequency, how much. Like 63, I think we had 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very similar to a histogram, but dots are going to represent how many you have of it. So you don't need like a number on the side. You don't need a chart that's like 1, 2, 3. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of how many you have of the data. So again, each dot represents one piece of data. We'll use this to show frequency, how often your data is used, and where the data is shown. And then it's easy to see your spread. The thing that's different with dot plots is because you can count how many there are, you actually can find the median really, really easy. The median's really, really easy because you can count and cancel out like low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, until you're left with your last one. So it's actually really nice to be able to find the median from a dot plot. Very difficult in a histogram. But the best one here, all right, that we're going to be spending a lot of time on are box plots. Box plots requires 5 things: a minimum, quartile 1, median, quartile 3, maximum. So check this out. Notice you have your number line. You must have a number line here. Your box plot is above your number line. It's never on your number line. It's above it. Now, all these things have different, there are 5 different things on here. You have a minimum. This right here, this line is your Q1. This line is your median. This line is your Q3. And this line is your max, or sorry, that dot is your max. So your box right here is the distance between your Q1 and Q3, which is what we call the IQR. It's 50% of your data is inside this box. Inside your box also is your median, your middle number. That box is necessary between your Q1 and your Q3. These lines are, we call them whiskers, all right? Connect your Q3 and your max and your Q1 and your minimum, and it basically allows you to see where the other percent of your data is. this whisker here is 25% of your data, and this upper whisker is 25% of your data. All right? So the two whiskers are 25%, and the middle is 50%, giving you a grand total of 100. So our data from before, all right, you would know that your minimum, I think we said it was like 67. I don't know, I'm kind of making it up. What was it? Oh, 59? Oh boy, 59 to 73. So 73 is your max, 59 is your minimum. Now, if you put that on your calculator, I'm not going to do that. But if you would, all right, that would be your min, this would be your max. And then what you would do is you would make your Q1, Q3, and then your median would go here. On the bottom, you would make a number line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, bam, where you would put these numbers. These numbers would go down here on your number line. Now you're going to be like, oh my God, Mr. Grauman, I can't understand this. Well, here's the deal. You can rewind, you can look on Google, you can check this out. I will also be back on Friday so we can go over this. But, all right, you should be pausing, writing down the stuff. Understand the middle, the box is 50% of your data. Box plots are awesome because they show your center, your median. Your center is the median. This is your center. It's right here. Right? It's your median. It also will show your shape. Where is the most of your data? Is it on the left? Is it on the lower side or the right on your upper side? All right. That's where your data is going to be shown. It's a great visual technique. All right. Box plots and histograms are not the best at that. All right. The one thing that's really difficult to see in a box plot, which is tough, is the mean. Like individual points, because you don't see individual points. You got 5 big points. You got the min, Q1, median, Q3, max. The mean is very difficult to see, but you know, we could figure out other ways to do that later. So those are your notes. Those are your notes right now. So what we're going to do right now, we're not going to do that. We're not going to take a brain break. What we're going to do is we're going to do one of these. Let's see, which one do I want to do? I don't want to do a histogram. Let's create another dot plot. So we're going to do example number 2. So look for example number 2. I believe it's page 14. All right, so we're going to do one more example because I have students in my classroom that I got to help out. So here we go. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn on our calculator. We're going to go second plus 712. So you clear your calculator. Now we go to stat, hit enter, and we're going to list out all these. We're going to put these all into our calculator. So pause and put them in. All right, so 17, 15, 17,
Thank you. I got a couple questions.
14, 17, 15,
Finding the mean.
19, 15, 16. Did I do that right? 14. I'm doing a video right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, 14, 17, 14, 17, 15, 19, 15, 16. See, this is challenging. 12, 14, 15, 17, 18, 18, 18, jeez Louise, 18, 4 18s, we're almost done, 13, and 14. Here we go. All right, so now we got all our data in there. Now this is awesome. Once you get your data in, your calculator literally does the box plot for you. All you have to go is stat, go over to calculate, and go your 1-bar stats. This is literally what we've been doing the past 3 days. All your data for your box plot is right down here. Remember how I told you, I'm like, you want to write down these things down, these 5 pieces of data. We want to get in the habit of writing these down along with your mean. But right now, since we're doing a box plot, we want to write this stuff down. So we're going to write the min. So the min is 12, the Q1, median, Q3, max. So what did we got? Q1's 14.5, 14.5, median is 16.5, 16.5, 17.5, and your max is, I bet it's 819. Okay. So now here I say order the data, create a dot plot. Here's the deal, all right? I've already ordered it in our calculator, so we don't really need to order the data. We're putting it into our calculator. So to create the dot plot, the first thing we need to do is make our number line. We know the lowest number on our number line is 12, the highest number is 19. So we could start our number line at 10 and just go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now this is nice because we can contain all these points now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put down all of our 5 important pieces right here. So we start with the min. So we put above our number line, we put our minimum as a point, and our maximum as a point. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Q1, so 14.5, so that's right in the middle. That's a line. My median, 16.5, that's a line. And then my Q3, 17.5, that's a line. And then I just box these suckers up. These are my, and then I create my whiskers from there. So this is my min, Q1, median, Q3, and max. All right. So if you look, all right, this looks like it's kind of, most of our data is over to the right, like 14.5 and greater. So it kind of gives you an idea of the spread, where your data is, and how far apart it is. All right, so here's the deal. I'm not going to do any more of this because it's very difficult for me to write on this, and I think it's easier for you to just practice these and try these. Tomorrow we're going to check our answers in on Google Classroom. All right, make sure you're doing your homework. Your homework tonight is in the book, so you're going to need to, we're not doing any more of these examples. Do not do any more of these examples. You should be good. All right, and good Lord. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're going to do homework on page 19, 1 through 10, all right? Make sure that you are doing your number lines. Make sure you're checking your answers in the back of the book, all right? Have a great day.